Alex Pereira and the Korean boxers go to war again. So Alex went to, I think, was it the Korean Zombies gym? It was some gym in South Korea. They're all friends there. They treat Alex well, good hospitality, and they brought in who they said is the best heavyweight boxer in South Korea. Kim Hyung-kyu, who's an Olympic heavyweight and light heavyweight boxer. I don't think he's ever fought professionally. He's only been an amateur boxer, fought for the Olympics. He trains with MMA fighters as well, helps the Korean Zombie, still in his boxing prime, and him and Alex spar together. Now, they sparred before. I haven't done a breakdown on that one, but Alex Pereira does very well against the more experienced Olympic boxer with no shoes on. Bro rolled into the gym, stepped into the ring with no shoes. Well, it starts off with Alex throwing a jab as Kim is on the ropes. He has his hands up high. Seems like he might be feeling out the sparring session between them two. How hard is Alex gonna go? Alex lands a jab on the inside, but also is shuffling his feet to the left. He's blinding Kim with the jab, so you can't see his footwork movement to the left. The angle's on the other side. Look where Alex's back foot was initially. It's all the way next to the ropes on the right, and it's on the outside of Kim's lead foot. Look where that right foot ends up. Completely away from those ropes, and it's on the outside of Kim's right foot. Completely different angle that he took there. Kim has to face towards Alex, but because Alex is now on a left angle, in order to face him in that split second, he's going to cause his own stance to square up because he's not able to move his feet quickly enough because Alex is now throwing another punch and Kim has to defend it. So he moves that left foot inward, and because of that, he's going to keep himself in front of Alex. And Alex usually keeps his hands very low when he's throwing punches, which makes the punches harder to see because they're coming at lower angles. So when the right hand is fired out there, Kim thinks it's going to be a punch to the head, but because it's coming from a low angle, it could seem like a punch to the head, but it could also seem like a punch to the body. It's already at body level. Alex lands the right hand on the ribs of Kim as Kim is blocking up high, opening up the space to the body. And during that, Kim is also trying to get himself at a better angle in front of Alex so he's not square. That's a big reason why the body shot landed like that. He kept his body square because he had to face Alex as Alex is taking on that angle. So he wants to angle himself now where he can be a lot more bladed sideways in front of Alex, not making himself such a big target. But Alex capitalizes on that movement. He thought that Kim was going to throw a jab, so he tried to slip on the outside of it. This is something he does in MMA often. Moves his head to the right, has his hands still low, confident in his head movement, and then sees the opening around the guard of Kim and lands the right hand through the side of the guard, pushing Kim that direction and then tried to intercept Kim with the left hook. So he actually caused that movement from Kim by punching him to that side, and then he tried to intercept his own push. But Kim was fast enough to get away from the punch before circling out to the center of the ring. And Alex doesn't get away from the ropes. He doesn't try to cut off the ring or anything. He just rotates and faces Kim with now himself being closer to the ropes. Sometimes it'll be the fighter not being confident or intelligent enough in ring generalship, like where he is in the ring. But in Alex's case, he's just confident regardless of where he's at, as you can see in this next exchange. So Kim lowers his levels. He's trying to make Alex think he's going to go for a body punch, but then he gives a tell that he's going to throw the punch up to the head. He raises his own chin. This is something that some boxers will do. When they fake to the body, you could tell if they're going to throw a punch to the head by where their chin is raised or lowered. If they're lowering their chin, a lot of times they're actually angling the punch to the body because that's where they're looking. And if they raise their chin, sometimes they're trying to draw more leverage into their punch. So they're putting their entire body behind it. He lowered his levels and then tried to jump up into the left hook, raising his chin up when his body is rising with all the momentum forward, and Alex knew that was going to be a punch to the head. He ducks under the punch and lifts his right hand up to the head. He didn't defend his body whatsoever. He knew that was going to be a left hook to the head. Look how high Kim gets, jumping up with that hook. That's why he raised that chin, telegraphing his punch. And Alex returns with a counter left hook. Looks like he might have hit the jaw or maybe the neck area. You can see the whiplash or the blowback of the head as Alex lands the left hook. Amazing timing from Alex Pereira, and that forces Kim back to the ropes again. But then Kim throws an untelegraphed jab and doesn't even rotate his fist with it. He just throws it from his idle hand position. Hits Alex slightly with it, but Alex is also trying to slip on the inside of the punch. And as you know, whenever he does that, he's trying to retract into a left hook. So head movement on the inside and then retract back to the stance with all that momentum for the left hook. And Kim tried to intercept the head movement with the right straight, but didn't expect the retraction so quickly when Alex threw the left hook. Lands a shot on his sparring partner with like the pinky and ring knuckles of the hand, like the back two knuckles of the hand. This is actually how he knocked out Jamal Hill as well. He hit him with that part of the hand. It's actually easier to break your hand when you punch someone with those knuckles instead of the index and middle knuckles. But he's got knockouts like that multiple times throughout his combat sports career. And look at the hand positions. The boxer has his hands up higher, not exactly guarding his chin at all times, but in a relaxed position, whereas Alex's hands are way further down. And because he's so bladed sideways to his sparring partner, he's hiding that right hand of his. His right hand's like behind his entire body at a lower angle, and then he fires it out from distance with no setup off of his left hand. Usually they throw a jab or a feint with the left before the right straight. Alex just throws the right straight from distance. and it slightly lands on Kim, who's slipping on the outside of that punch. But the reason why it still lands is because of the form of the way Alex threw it. The only telegraph that Alex had here was that his hands were low. But then again, that can misdirect the opponent on where he's throwing that punch, right? He could be throwing it to the body. He could be throwing it to the head. His hands are low. The angles are always going to come up from a low position, whether it goes to the body or head. So it could be tricky on where his opponent wants to defend against the punch. But look at the way he throws it. Elbow's not flared out. He doesn't wind up into the punch. He literally just pushes his arm forward, straight to the head of his sparring partner. And his sparring partner is able to slip his hand on the outside of the punch and tries a return with the right straight of his own. He loads up more than Alex did, but still great form of that right straight. But Alex is also able to slip on the outside of that punch, but without getting hit by it at all. The punch goes right past his head. Alex gets under, and what is the opening right there? Notice how Alex is guarding his own body with his right arm, and he has an open shot with a left uppercut to the ribs of his opponent, but he angles it too much, or he bent his arm too much to land there, but he probably thought that Kim was going to get closer when he threw that right straight. So he had to angle it more to land a more precise body punch. But Kim starts elbow framing to create some distance between them two. And then Alex pushes his body away. Notice how his right forearm is into Kim's chest. He pushes him away, and at the same time he's loading up that left hook. It lands behind the right guard of Kim, and then tries to intercept him with the right hook. So he pushes Kim to that side, and then tries to intercept with the right hook, but that gets blocked perfectly from Kim. His left hand defends that punch. And then there's a cut, so obviously it's not the whole sparring session. They continue, and Alex throws a left hook into a right straight combination. He telegraphed a left hook as he's swinging it from distance and straightening out his arm from long range like that, so he blocks it, but that wasn't the finishing blow. That was a startup of the combination. And because he gets Kim to block on his right side, he's opening up the center for his own right straight to blast through. And Kim never brought up that left hand to try to parry the punch or block it, and he had no head movement there. He takes the whole fist to the face, and Alex drives that punch all the way through. But when Kim takes that punch, he also angles to the left, picking his left hand up. It looks like a delayed reaction because that's actually the defense that would defend himself against that right straight, but he went to it late. And because he angled himself that way, the right straight from Alex is not open anymore. But there's another punch that is, the left hook. He angled himself to face a left hook, and he partially blocks it. It bounces off the hand into the face. Powerful shot from Alex Pereira. He's thrown a lot of power into these shots too. Maybe not full power, but definitely up there. Maybe like 70 or 80% of these shots. Enough power that can knock someone out. Now Kim is on the corner, and he goes forward throwing a wide left hook that comes down from a low angle. The reason why he did that is because he knows that Alex is constantly slipping his head from side to side. So he's trying to intercept the outside head movement of Alex Pereira. But Alex is faster. So he does move his head to the right, just like Kim wanted. But then he's able to retract fast enough and throw a right straight at the same time the left hook is there. So he does a right movement, left movement with a right straight at the same amount of time that Kim just threw a left hook. That's a fast exchange there from Alex Pereira, and especially because he's probably like 230 pounds in there. And his right straight's also acting as a defense. He's hiding that chin behind the shoulder as Kim's left hook bounces off the guard essentially and doesn't hit the chin of Alex. Now they both retract, and Kim is at a disadvantage. Why? Because he threw his lead hand and Alex threw his power hand. So now as they're both retracting, for Alex it's his lead hand, for Kim it's his power hand. So Alex is going to win that exchange. His lead side is closer to Kim than Kim's power side is to Alex. So a shorter distance to travel for Alex's left hook. It's right there to hit on the chin. So Alex has the distance advantage here. His lead is going to be closer than Kim's power side. And look at the way they're throwing their punches. And the thing is, Alex already drew back that left hand. While he was throwing the right straight, he had more hip rotation than Kim did. When Kim threw the left hook, it was mostly an arm punch, and he was hopping forward. So the power was coming from him hopping into his punch, not as much hip rotation. The punch itself was mostly an arm punch. Alex was all hip rotation. He didn't move his feet anywhere. And because of that rotation, he's drawing natural leverage into punches whenever he's retracting back. So because he threw the right straight, he's naturally loading up on that left hook. Whereas because Kim threw an arm punch, he has to pull back his right hand in order to create more leverage. So it's an extra step, an extra move that's going to make it an even slower exchange for him, but faster exchange for Alex. And he launches Kim's chin to the side, whiplashing him. I mean, look at this, dude. That's a full left hook to the jaw. And bro ate that shot. Now he was moving with it because he is throwing the right hand, so he's naturally going to move with the punch, but still, that's a full on left hook to the chin. But it does look like Alex didn't throw it with all of his power. And because he was able to get his left hook on the inside, he misdirects the punch from Kim and also was using his shoulder to defend himself. But still, man, that's the kind of punch that can knock anybody out. Alex doesn't need much to hurt his opponent. Then he throws a right straight to push him away. There's another cut, and then you see Alex, hands low, Kim has hands high, and Kim throws another left hook. Alex slips on the inside of it and then rips a left hook to the body, as Kim has a left single collar pulling down Alex's head. And all Alex does is push him away and lands a right hand over the guard. Some good head movement, but whiffing left hooks to the body, and a left hook from Kim up top, but just grazes the head of Alex. But then here's where Alex's low hands actually doesn't work for him as much. Kim starts throwing jabs with absolutely no telegraph. This is a boxer's jab, and a big reason as to why a lot of coaches train their boxers to keep their hands up. Jab to the face, straight from there. Alex tries to intercept the head movement there after Kim faked the right hand. Kim throws another jab, grazes Alex as he's slipping on the outside of it. Again, another very good jab, not much telegraph. And because Alex slips so heavily on the outside of that jab without returning with a counterpunch to angle himself off a different way, he kept himself on the same place. So he slipped right and he kept himself there. He didn't move anywhere. That's actually something Alex doesn't normally do. In fact, in the sparring session, he hasn't even done that. He usually doesn't stay on that same angle long because he likes to throw counter punches off that. And Kim measures with the left hand again to line up the right straight. But Alex rises that shoulder up and the punch bounces off the shoulder, defending himself from that right straight. And you can see how much his sparring partner drove that punch through. He overextended, threw a lot of power into it. And now Alex goes for the counter punch. He counters with the right hand but misses the target ever so slightly. Kim ducks and retracts back to his stance, parrying the jab of Alex, but Alex keeps that hand on him. And actually in boxing, probably one of the dumbest rules in the sport of boxing is you can't keep your hand on your opponent like that. You see how Alex is posting on his sparring partner? In boxing, you're actually not allowed to do that. That's what you could do in MMA, which is logical. You should be able to do that in boxing too, but apparently you can't. I don't know how new that rule is, but there's been some boxing matches recently and the ref would tell them they can't post their lead hand on their opponent like that. I think you could throw your hand out there and bring it back, but you can't hold your lead hand on them. Again, very dumb rule. But then Alex telegraphs a left hook to the body from range. He doesn't set up with anything. He doesn't throw a feint or a jab or even a right straight or anything. He just opens up his stance, arms out wide, left hook to the body. That is never going to work in an Olympic boxer. Misses the punch, Kim pulls away and then counters with a left hook on the chin of Alex, but it actually doesn't reach all the way through. I mean, his arm is almost completely straight out. It's as far as his reach was going to go from that position. It does hit Alex, but the end of the glove hits him, right? But then Alex telegraphs another punch. He throws an uppercut, draws that right hand down for a power punch, and Kim lands another left hook. This time, lands a shot fully to the side of the head of Alex, hits with like the thumb area of his punch, which is, not the fist, but still lands a punch, I guess. And at the same time, evades the right hand from Alex Pereira. Grazes the right straight. Alex slips mostly on the inside of it, and Alex just punches the body. Kim parries a jab because his hands are high, but because Alex's hands are low, he can't really parry a fast jab, especially from a boxer. Great technique in that jab, lands a shot on Alex. So that is another disadvantage with keeping your hands low. They're not always ready up high to parry punches like a textbook boxer can. Now Kim throws a lunging left hook and it looks like it lands on Alex because you see the glove there, right? It's on the head of Alex and he's hopping into it, but it seems like it didn't phase him at all. And then Alex counters him with the left hook, and again he hits him with like the pinky knuckle. It doesn't hit him with the front two knuckles. It's the way that he throws that punch. I wonder if Alex has ever broken his hand in a fight before, because that's what causes a boxer fracture. But then Kim moves out to the left and Alex lowers his levels. Kim lands a right hand. Alex punches right through it, and Kim is able to slip his entire body on the inside of it while holding his left hand up and hops away from Alex to the ropes again. Kim misses the jab as Alex is mummy guarding, which is actually creating an obstacle in case Kim wants to throw a right straight or something like that, because Alex's hands are in the way. They're like out there, right? So Kim has to find an opening to land the right hand past Alex's hands. This is something that George Foreman used to do all the time, and Sean Strickland uses in MMA. But then Kim goes for a right straight to the body and left hook up top, lands both the shots. The right hand gets under the arms and the left hook lands behind the guard. Great combination from Kim, and then he angles out. He fades away. Doesn't want to keep himself in the same place, resetting the fight. Then he reaches with the right straight. Alex is slightly leaning away, mummy guarding as well. And then Kim is switching stances forward. He's shifting for the left straight, landing on Alex. And then look how he angles again. He never stays there after landing punches. He's angling himself on the outside of Alex's lead arm, forcing Alex to have to rotate, either to back away and reset or pivot in place. But then Alex telegraphs the left hand again. Low hands, draws back the left arm, and Kim counters him with the left hand up top. He tries to move away from the left hook, but it still lands. And that is a sparring session between Alex Pereira and Kim Hyung-kyu. I think it's the second time they spar with each other, and maybe they get a third one. Both guys are good boxers, especially Kim, of course. But Alex's boxing skills to be able to keep up with someone like an Olympic boxer is very impressive. And I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you guys did, make sure to give the video a like, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and now an official partner with the UFC. And just like the athletes fight in the cage, Morgan & Morgan will also fight for their clients. Morgan & Morgan is giving away 2 tickets to the Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev fight in Las Vegas, plus $2,000. An amazing card with great fights. and many others throughout the whole card. You get a chance to win by going to morganufc.com, a dream for any UFC fan. And all you have to do is click the link in the description below or head to morganufc.com/weasel to enter the contest and to see if you can win. It'd be awesome to see you guys there.